So, there's a man on TikTok that's always talking about Leviathan, that great serpent that is far beneath the water, and that allegedly is the back on which we walk, especially along the west coast, all the way up to Alaska. The land that we walk on, the trees that we walk through are allegedly that animal's back. Okay, so he's been talking about how earthquakes are the result of this animal starting to move. And one of the reasons why it is allegedly starting to move is because of the ice caps, mainly in America, North America, Alaska, and elsewhere are melting. They're melting, and maybe something else is disturbing this great serpent. But he's saying that the movements, and he points them out. He has a map and drawing and stuff where he points out certain places. He says every time it moves, there's going to be an earthquake. Now, the serpent's head is supposedly right up under the Venezuela. And what just recently happened in Venezuela, I kind of think they said, if I'm not mistaken, they said it is the worst earthquake that they have ever had. A lot of places in Venezuela is rubble. They have there's a lot of a lot of fatalities, and there are multiple thousands of people who are missing. Now, this man said that there would be earthquakes in diverse places because that serpent is moving. And he's been also saying for the last few years that everybody on the West Coast, particularly California, and what's that state right on top of California? I can't think of it right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's between North California and Washington State. He's saying that all those people better start moving now. He said they better start moving now, making their way to the east. A lot of people are coming from the west, to the east. He's talking about those so-called concentration camps that we've always been talking about for over decades, and what America was planning to do with them. He's saying right now it's going to be a place where all the people who are going to are going to still be alive and running from the West Coast, so they can go there and have a shelter over their head, and something to eat, and etc. Okay, so it is funny that the fact that the earthquakes he said were going to happen are actually right now happening exactly where he said they would happen, because this great serpent dragon is moving. Oh, wow. Didn't say exactly when this was going to happen, when the West Coast people were going to have to make their way to the east, but I kind of think that he was saying soon. He didn't really give a time period. This is scary because when you think about it, well, for me, a lot of my people are on the West Coast. I have people on the East Coast. They've been saying things about New York and what's supposed to happen there for years. It's supposed to be great flooding. It's a lot going on. They're talking about that El Nino, tidal waves. And I was at a service, an E5 service not too long ago, and the reading came up that there would actually be a lot of earthquakes and fire. Now, that was just like a week, maybe a couple of weeks before that great earthquake in Venezuela occurred. So, you know what? We have a lot of distractions going on and stuff like that. But we need to keep our head on the swivel. Also, I don't want to forget the sweltering heat in France, whereby they're saying hundreds, if not thousands, of people have perished. They claim that the tires on cars are melting, and the hoods of cars belting up into a bubble. I don't know. It's just so much happening around the world. Don't give in to the distraction. Keep your head on the swivel and pay attention to what's happening around us in the world, and just pray and be safe. I don't know what else to tell you. But that dude that's been on there crying and begging people to move off from the West Coast and telling them about Leviathan, he's on to something. Need to look for him. Can't think of the name. You just look up people who talk about Leviathan. Black dude with big old weird looking eyes, fade, round face. Be safe, y'all. Peace.